Good afternoon, SpeedGaming 5, and welcome to another round of the Super Metroid Link to the Past Hard Logic Co-op Tournament. My name is Tony T. Young, and today we have FROMPS time versus Team Farts. That's So and Scarlet versus Andy and Ivan. This is a second round winner side match, with FROMPS time previously defeating Poor Life Choices to advance to the stage. Team Farts, being the number 2 seed, got a bye, so this will be their first match in the bracket. All four racers are extremely talented, so we should have a good race ahead of us. With me in the booth, we have Bright Beginner and Ike here, our trackers, who will be making sure that I don't miss anything, and of course, Lovely Chat, always helping us with tracking. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. We should be starting soon. Um, Usually, what teams will do is one team will head to Links to the Past, while the other runner on the team will head to Metroid. How this co-op tournament works is each runner has the same seed, and between the teams, they're in a Discord call together, sharing information, and time is based off of first to finish, being the first of both team members to finish, and not average time. And it looks like we've started. Pretty basic start for now. Looks like we have Scarlet and Ivan both heading to Super Metroid, while So and Andy are heading into Link to the Past. Looks like we have arrows on Lake Hylia. Little bit of divergence here. Andy choosing to go to Link's house, while So is heading to Sanctuary. Typically, runners will still end up in Kakariko. If you are familiar with regular Link to the Past Randomizer. Looks like So is actually going for the Hula Hand play, getting some early rupees, likely to buy bombs or potentially a Zora check. I missed what was on Morph Pedestal. In the ceiling, we have a Vanilla E-Tank, and Andy finding bombs at Uncle. Looks like whatever was at Morph Pedestal was not worth keeping. Both runners have reset out of Super Metroid and will be joining their partners in Link to the Past. And we have power bombs in Uncle. Morph was a heart piece. Thank you, chat. So we have power bombs in the Uncle chest. How the logic works is there will be one power bomb pack and one super pack placed early, as of I think version 10 of Randomizer. And I believe our tier 1 tree pole was just arrows. And that was either our tier 2 or 3 being 5 rupees. I wasn't sure if So had taken a hit. That was a very quick map check. I completely missed it. Both Scarlet and Andy. Looks like Andy is heading to Lost Woods. Scarlet might be heading up to Lumberjack. Unfortunately, the feed is a little choppy, so unable to see what's happening on that side. An E-Tank at the mushroom spot. And we found our power glove. So this gives us access to Catfish and Back of Escape. This is also a piece to getting into Dark World. So with 6 bombs, is opting to do Bomb Escape. One of the advantages of playing in co-op is having your partner be somewhere completely on the other side of the map. So you're able to get more checks in. And I believe that was a sword on the first chest of Escape. Looks like Andy is the first into Kakariko. Heading into Blindsight. Started picking up her glove. It's early sword. I was unable to catch what was in Blind's hut, but we'll see if Ivan heads that way as well. Uh, Nothing in the back of value. Looks like back of the tavern is just rupees. Check blind on Scarlet's side. Missiles in Chicken Hut. Piece of heart at the back of well. It looks like just ammo in Blind's hut. There is a pack of power bomb pack. There is a power bomb pack in Blind's hut, so Ivan might opt to pick that up. Having early power bombs in Super Metroid is super useful, especially for the Bryn loop. Ideally, you would want 15 power bombs, and you wouldn't have to worry about refilling. So between all four runners, I believe we have seen all of CAC. And it looks like Escape just had the one sword, which is very early on. So did not opt to go into Dark Cross. But we'll see if I don't recall if there was a small key in the back. If there was, and you might choose to do Escape backwards and get to Dark Cross that way. There was. And the map. So there is a guaranteed item in Dark Cross. It is not in logic in SMZ3. SMZ3 never requires you to enter any dark rooms without a lamp, but all four of these runners are very capable of doing dark rooms without the lamp. So it looks like Andy will give us our first South Shore check. I hear one of our commentators pointing out a lot of power bombs early on in the seed. So this should be very cozy Super Metroid. Very cozy Bryn loop, at least. I don't recall how many E-tanks they have so far. This being hard logic, E-tanks do indicate potential for hell runs. That's running through heated rooms without the various suit. Yeah, of course, the first E-tank was at Mushroom. But yeah, having E-tanks for the Bryn loop is especially helpful in some of the power bomb locked rooms. It looks like Andy is going to Agina. Maybe this is something that you will do more often in co-op, where one runner, you're more likely to check out of the way locations that are less item dense in order to get the information for your partner. And oh, that is a fire rod, I believe, on the desert ledge. So once we find a book, we will have a fire source. Doesn't give us any progression yet, but it is very good information to have. And Andy being rewarded with 20 rupees at Agina's. Meanwhile, Scarlet entering Saha's closet. There's the bow and an ice rod. So given that bow was in Saha, I totally missed the grapple in the flooded item. But yeah, given that Scarlet found the bow, she will likely complete Eastern. Even without that lamp, getting that dungeon, getting that crystal now, and getting that information for her partner will be very valuable. Both Ivan and So entering Mini Moldorm Cave. These will be new checks. Looks like Andy will also be picking up that bow. And let's see what we get. Another E-Tank. and a lot of big 20s. So not too much progression besides the bow. We are looking for the main thing we're looking for in Super Metroid is the morph ball and suits. And for Links to the Past, we are looking for Dark World. So uh, Moon Pearl for sure, and either hammer or glove and a lamp. I've been taking a death on the way to Ice Rod Cave, so he will not get that information, but us viewers get to see on Sil's side what he will be missing out on. Unfortunately, it looks like the screen has frozen, so we will not be seeing what is at Ice Rod Cave. Ice Rod Cave is the lamp, so that puts Dark Cross into logic. With the glove, that also puts a couple checks on Death Mountain in logic. We get another pack of power bombs in the eastern big chest, and Scarlet about to show off one of the first dark rooms in eastern. With 3 hearts, this could be a little bit scary, but runners of this caliber usually don't have a problem with it. So is doing some fake flipper checks. These are not in logic, but the information is definitely valuable. Without the pearl, he won't be able to check Waterfall Fairy, so he is opting to save and quit here. It looks like Ivan is heading back. He will get the information about the lamp. These runners don't need the lamp in order to complete the game. However, it is a nice quality of life item. It helps with the Ganon fight in preserving magic. Being able to see just lets you do rooms much quicker. Scarlet having no problem with the first dark room. There is another dark room to get to the back where you have to kill one of the Igors to get a key. She is opting to drop down into this pot to grab a fairy in order to make it a little bit more safer. With this lamp, Armos is in logic. I don't recall if we have found both the compass and the map. I know we found one of them, so I'm not sure if there's an item on Armos. Meanwhile, So is taking the lamp to rescue the old man. If you're new to the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer, there is a portal up here that will take you to Upper Norfair, which will grant 1 check. That is the high jump E-Tank location. So checking the 2 items above in Spec Rock and on Spec Rock before entering Super Metroid. Looks like Scarlet taking a death in the dark room to get to Armos. Choosing to save and quit. So having the lamp will be able to do it much easier. So I like this decision. And meanwhile, we'll see Andy defeat Armos, and we'll see whether that is an item. Looks like I've been following Andy. I'm not sure if there was an item. Looks like they haven't found any items yet. Scarlet going to pick up the sword, which will make dark room navigation much quicker. I imagine she might also pick up the lamp at some point. Mitts on the mountain. Team Fart's not having knowledge of escape. Andy is going to enter escape and get that first sword. So we are a Moon Pearl away from Dark World access. If we find a cape or another sword, the runners could also do Aghanim, and there might be an item on Pyramid Ledge, but typically that's the last thing you'll check. No runner has checked Zora. With Love, Zora is in Logic. We don't like to think about that, though. I've been setting up for the Armos quick kill. And it's confirmed that it was a map on Armos. So our runners are running low on checks right now. Scarlet is going to pick up the mids. I don't know if So ended up going to... Oh, okay. Moon Pearl at Dark Cross. Completely missed that. So that is our Dark World access. With having Mitts and Pearl, the runners are able to enter the Dark World. Not having the hammer makes it harder to route. There's only one entrance that they can take into Dark World, and not having the hammer means things like hammer pigs can't be checked, Deep Sound Big Chest can't be checked. So we'll see how our runners will deal with this. Andy taking a death there in order to reset. He will also be picking up his Pearl from Dark Cross. Meanwhile, Ivan rescuing Old Man. So they should get information about Mitts and Pearl at around the same time. And I imagine our runners are going to want to beeline it to Dark Cross and not go to Zora. Yeah, unfortunately, the stream has been freezing a little bit. I believe we are working on that. Guard checking high jump, just the missile. I'm not sure if So has already checked this for their team. Looks like Andy is setting up for a Houlihan. Bombing yourself there messes up the camera a little bit. The game doesn't know where to put you. So there is this fallback room that has been programmed into the game. And you are rewarded with 225 rupees. And so demonstrating that with good communication, you can ignore certain chests. That right chest in the back of Escape was the map, and he is also heading to get his Moon Pearl. You need to kill this key rat in order to get to the back. Looks like Andy is farming rupees here, so it looks like he will be making that Zora play before heading into Dark World. And we have Scarlet, our first runner to enter Dark World, and we have a map check. Looks like we have pendants in Thieves Town, Pod, green pendant in Swamp, and our red crystal is TR. So having found both Fire Rod and Ice Rod and having a Pendant TR, the seed being much kinder than some other seeds we've seen. High Jump was a missile. So we're getting some new checks in Skullwoods, 2 items here. Let's see where So goes. This being a co-op race, the runners can split what checks they make in Dark World. Scarlet will be stealing the key here in order to make going through Skullwoods easier, and getting grabbed by the Wallmaster to reset back to the beginning. Very nice. I believe we found a full heart at the chess game. And he's going to pick up his lamp. Piece of heart in the brewery. Scarlet finding the big key for Skullwoods. No items so far, I believe. And C-shaped house is just rupees. Uh, 10 arrows. I guess Scarlet must have found the first item, since she is opting to take a death reset here instead of checking the last chest. SMZ3 in the pinball room, that is going to be a guaranteed small key, which is not the case in normal Link to the Past randomizer. So it looks like So is doing Thieves Town while Scarlet is opting to do the North Dark World checks. Let's see if she does a Kern jump in order to get to the pod area. Looks like she will just be heading down, probably to Hype Cave while So finishes Thieves Town. Unfortunately, the runners don't have mirror yet, so if they want to take the Smith, they will have to save and quit in order to rescue the frog. Andy, I think, realizing he did not pick up his mitts, it looked like he was... I'm actually not sure where he was heading. But it looks like he's heading back that way. I guess probably Zora. I'm not sure how he got on that island. Digging Game just giving us some missiles. Oh, there is a very easy water walking setup that Andy tried to do. However, the bee got in his way. Still gets it, and it looks like with the pearl, he will be able to check Waterfall Fairy, which I don't think we've seen yet. Meanwhile, Scarlet finding the cape on Stumpy. If it is possible that the hammer is stuck on East Dark World, so the logical access could be the cape into Aga. However, there are other ways to get to that area, such as turn jumping. If they find boots, they can also do a water walk. And I think this will be our first check into Zora. Hype Cave. Charge Beam at Hype Cave. So the runners will not have to worry about ammo. Meanwhile, I've been taking a death. I wasn't sure if that was intentional or not. Looks like it was. Without the hammer, a lot of runners will try to avoid going to the back of Thieves Town. Still finding the small key, will be unable to check the big chest without the hammer. Andy finally going to pick up his mitts. Will also be able to help out with some Dark World stuff. Scarlet picking up her grappling beam. And so fighting blind. Blind is a boss that will always do the same thing if you do the same thing. So runners will go through a script in order to defeat him. And so executing that nicely. So I've been opting to pick up the Smith. Scarlet did not. The runners are running fairly low on potential checks. So I do like the Smith pickup, especially in a co-op situation where you can tell your teammate whether this is important or not. Meanwhile, it does look like So is going for the Kern jump in order to check East Dark World. Since his partner did pick up the cape, he knows that this area could be in logic. So doing this Kern jump avoids having to do Aga, which is about a 2-minute time sink, I think. Got 3 bombs, so 3 more tries at this. There, nicely done. So getting knocked by the bomb and doing a screen transition puts you in a fake flipper state and allows you to get through. These Robas, I think, do 2 hearts of damage, so 1 hit will put all that hard work to waste. But luckily, So just dealing with the enemy right away. Meanwhile, Scarlet checking Zora, which Andy has done. And I've been checking the Smith turn-in. At this point in time, it looks like FROMPS has... Oh, a hookshot at Catfish. This was not a nice seed. Because right now it looks like your logical access to Dark World is through the mitts, but using the cape to get to Aga to get to the East Dark World. That is not something you'd like to see. Hopefully all the runners are able to do that Kern jump, otherwise they will have to spend some time defeating Aga. And the Smith turn-in results in a mushroom. Get our first look at Pyramid Ledge, and I imagine So will also head to Pod. However, he could go to East Death Mountain right now, and Dark Death Mountain even. And we will also be getting a purple chest turned in from Ivan. This was the item that I missed. It was bomb capacity. So both items found in Skullwoods. The runners know where the fire rod is. They will likely not be back here. And it looks like Scarlet, with the knowledge of the hookshot, is going to follow So, and also attempt the kern jump. 30 minutes, still no morph ball, which is pretty typical for an SMZ3 seed. I've been forgetting he does not have the mirror, needs to save and quit and go to Light World to turn in the purple chest. Pod is bow locked, which is fortunate that Bo was in the back of Saha. Scarlet trying to kill this enemy. Dies to one bomb, however, she only has 3, and she would like to use those to kern jump. Ooh, not sure if that will work. Meanwhile, Ivan, oh, nicely done on her last bomb. Getting the kern jump, able to grab that hook shot. In a single player scenario, she would probably head to pod. However, since her partner is there, if they want more information, she could head to East Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, and find progression there. I missed what was on purple chest. Doesn't look like it was anything important. Andy also going straight to Catfish. So he will also give that information to Ivan about the hookshot. So without the mirror, taking a death warp there in order to complete the rest of the pod. And yeah, it looks like Scarlet is taking the hookshot to East Death Mountain and Dark Death Mountain. Ivan turning in the mushroom. That's right, he picked that up doing the Smith loop. And is rewarded with 20 rupees. More power bombs at the Vanilla Big Key in pod. So that's about, I think that's our 7th pack. And we'll see what Ivan does. Looks like he is heading back to Dark World, so I imagine he will also be trying to do the kern jump. Getting a check at Paradox Cave. The 2 chests were, I think, just an arrow and some rupees. We get our first bottle here in Paradox. Big Paradox. And that's about it. So setting up for hammer jump. Nicely executed. I especially like hammer jump when you don't have mirror and you don't need to do any backtracking or death warping to after completing Dark Maze. Without the hammer or mirror, Scarlet will be unable to do Hera. But she will, after doing Spiral Cave, she will probably head to Dark Death Mountain and get Super Bunny and Hookshot and information about the TR medallion, which is the red crystal. Spiral Cave, just some rupees. Andy leaving pod. It looks like he's gonna leave the back for Ivan to complete while he heads to Death Mountain. Really like the way that Team Farts has been splitting. Team Fromps or Fromps time is it looks like they're ahead, but the way that Team Farts has been splitting their checks, they're not too far behind. Varia in the back of pod. I completely missed that. Thanks to iHear and Bright Beginner art trackers catching everything that I'm missing. However, Varia doesn't unlock anything at the moment without, either, I guess, speed booster or high jump to get to Bubble Mountain. I don't recall how many E-tanks they had. I'm not sure if the Hell Run was in Logic. But without a way to get up to... Oh, Ice Beam. Ice Beam at Super Bunny. Yeah, currently the runners don't have a way to get to Bubble Mountain, so that it's a very nice item, but not progression yet. Umail in hookshot. Very nice safety. And not too much in hookshot cave. Getting a look at the TR medallion, which is Ether. So the runner, From's time knows that they will need to pick up Ether at some point, and Team Farts will know shortly as well. So with this item loadout, I'm not sure what the runners, what checks the runners have left. Ice Beam puts Bubble Mountain into Logic, that's correct. With the Ice Beam, you can freeze the Sova and wall jump off of it. That is something that's only in Hard Logic, and a lot of people, myself included, have forgotten about. Ice Beam also puts Red Tower to Alpha Peebs. I believe that is correct. You can freeze the Rippers. I think they're called Rippers, and hop up. I don't think you need high jump for that if you have Ice Beam. So Alpha Peebs and Bubble Mountain. It looks like So is probably heading to do the Smith chain that Scarlet skipped. The team was probably looking for a mirror in order to make both those checks quicker. Oh, right, the bottle was also picked up. And Sick Kid is just a full heart. So saving and quitting to the mountain, this is good news. Looks like he is either going to go to Bubble Mountain is probably the likely play, given that it is more item dense. Unfortunately, with Ice Beam, this is slow. You have to wait for the Sova. Freezes it a little bit early. From here, he should be able to wall jump off this frozen enemy and get up. He will walk all the way around. He will have another opportunity on the left side. Looks like he's trying to... he accidentally kills it. It looks like he's trying to jump from... using the Sova as a platform to jump up. What I like to do is shoot a super to have it fall, and it gives you a little bit more... Oh, there, he's using the super there to get this enemy to use as a platform. Unfortunately, some of these enemies, this one, the one that he was using before had a global sort of walk, whereas this one needs to be on screen in order to move forward. Hopefully he doesn't missile that one. Alright, let's see. He's going for the wall jump this time. There he goes. And he should be able to find our progression. So FROMPS time, first team into Bubble Mountain. This will be our, will likely be our progression. So it looks like they have a slight lead on Team Farts. Just going to check this item. You do need Morph Ball to get. It's only a pack of supers. They have knowledge of Charge Beam, so not required to come back for that. Yes, Ice was in Super Bunny. Andy has Ice, so Farts, Team Farts does know. Noticed So doesn't have his Pearl tracked. Shoutouts to our trackers, Bright Beginner and Ike. Definitely doing the hard work and making sure that our runners... So, firing some supers in frustration. It's like so saving here. There are a few ways to get up to Bubble Mountain. You could either run from this room and do a wall jump without high jump. You could freeze the enemies as well, but there is some... They need to be in the right place. It's very annoying. Looks like So is opting for that. I think he can grapple... if he's unable to get that wall jump, he might be able to grapple the blocks above in order to get up. But yeah, Bubble Mountain, very annoying without high jump. And Morph even, for that matter. Oh, fortunately... Okay, this should be a very easy way to get up. Without Morph Ball, you can only check this one item in this room. The X-ray scope, you could potentially do some X-ray climbing as long as you're doing it inbounds. I'm not sure if we'll be seeing that today, but that is not required for hard logic. So should be able to use this grapple beam to get to the rest of Bubble Mountain, to the speed booster, and to the wave gate area. Or sorry, to the wave beam area. Scarlet, reset, which puts you back on the ship. However, I'm not sure where she is. Oh, she reset the mushroom in order to save it for fake powder. That makes sense. You do need Samaria and either hammer or mirror in order to get to powder, but that is a very heads up play that we'll see whether or not that pays out. Andy also taking care of blind, no problem, gets rewarded with map and the pendant. There is our fighter sword, or sorry, our master sword. First sword being in the front of escape. And Morph Ball at Speed Booster. So Team FROMPS, FROMPS time, first to Morph Ball at 44 minutes in. I imagine Scarlet will probably want to beeline there. It looks like she is checking the purple chest, but after that, she will likely head straight to Bubble Mountain, and they'll probably end up splitting their Super Metroid checks. Meanwhile, Ivan also heading into Bubble Mountain. He will also be getting that information shortly, and Andy, Ivan on Team Farts will have to do some catch-up. Scarlet actually heading back to the pod area, probably picking up her various suit. I've been having already checked Hype Cave, and he knows he only needs the charge beam at the back and also picking up the supers. Scarlet unfortunately having some trouble with the kern jump. Almost gets it that time. It's unfortunate. And looks like we found a reserve in the Norfair Reserve area. Okay, instead of doing the kern jump, Andy is setting up for the splash lead in order to get back to pod. It looks like he's heading back to pod, or he could be heading to Dragon. Going to Dragon is very risky using Fake Flipper. So I imagine this is... Oh. Yeah, this is back to pod. I think. Nice. I've been finding the Morph Ball, so Team Farts should have that knowledge now. Unfortunately, without Speed Booster, Wave, and either Spacer or Plasma, they have to head back through Cathedral area. There were supers down here, so that's a nice consolation prize. Scarlet, able to get to the east side. She will be picking up her various suit. Andy, already in pod, knows that various suit is here and the location of Morph Ball. So these two runners will be catching up to their teammates. So giving us our first look at the high jump area. The back of high jump rather. We did catch the missiles earlier. Unfortunately, the screen is frozen. We'll have to see what that is later. I'm sure our trackers will also catch it if it's anything important. Ooh, that is Ether, which is required for Turtle Rock. So no Medallion or Ice Rod hunts today. So trying to get a mock ball here in order to check ice beam out of logic, or sorry, not out of logic. This is hard mode. Um, but to check it without speed booster, which is the game's intended way of getting this item. Meanwhile, Ivan is opting to head to Croc, using a gate glitch here. Also required, could also be required for hard mode. Fortunately, we are having some issues. I'm not sure if that's on Andy's side or the stream side. Oh, interesting. Hopefully, he's able to get that fixed. But in the meantime, so farming some health. Um, Stream can be a little bit dangerous, especially at low health. Um, oh, unfortunately, he takes a death. He did save at Bubble Mountain. However, I don't think he saved before grabbing the Morph Ball. So he has lost a lot of progress. I've been defeating Croc, and okay, it looks like he did save after grabbing the Morph Ball. Very heads up, not losing too much progress there. Uh, okay. So Ivan without Spring Ball or Speed Booster, or an easy way to get up, is opting to do the gate glitch in order to get to the grapple area. Um, Unfortunately, unless he's very good at the Indiana Jones, the intended strat uh, of getting, I believe, parlor missiles or Indiana Jones missiles is what I'll probably call it. Um, might have to orphan this check. Unfortunately, if he messes this up, he doesn't really have a way to get back up. Uh, so let's see if he gets it. Unfortunately, the little ripper that he can grapple was not on the screen, so he was unable to get to it. So that might be something that Andy will check later. But so far, it looks like Croc, not too much progression here. The runners found Morph Ball at 44 minutes in, so they haven't checked too much outside of Norfair. They still have all of Bryn to check. So heading to Crane, our first SM boss. While Ivan is leaving Croc. I imagine he'll probably follow shortly. So giving us first look into Croc. There are 3 items in this area. Laying the power bomb. Oh, wave beam. That's a very nice pickup. Uh, especially with charge. Definitely boosts your beam combo. I don't know if So has picked up his charge yet, but that was found in Hype Cave. All right, let's see if So gets the quick kill. Unfortunately, not getting the quick kill. And Create being in an awful spot. Uh, Luckily, Create did open their mouth early, so not too much time lost there. And I missed this earlier when So checked Ice Beam, but there was a Bombos in Crumble Tower. And now Scarlet has her Morph Ball. We'll see what Team Fromps does with this. Uh, them having completed most of Norfair. They haven't done Croc, so she might uh, go in that direction. However, it looks like she, having already come this way, is likely not going to be doing Croc. I imagine they want to send someone to Bryn uh, and possibly wreck ship just to get more information rather than having both runners in the same area. And the Crate E tank we're about to find out is a piece of heart. So never made it to Crumble Tower, that's right. He did take that unfortunate death. Ivan, having no problem with the quick kill, very well established Super Metroid runner. Um, he's gonna find his piece of heart and uh, leave from there. Speaking of our runners, make sure to drop a follow for all of our runners and our trackers. Without them, we wouldn't have this tournament and this awesome content we're watching right now. So, So has Grapple. He is able to check the X-ray item, and he did take the refill. So I think that's what he's planning on doing. Meanwhile, the rest of our runners doing checks we've seen before. Scarlet finding the bombos. So Fromps time has that information now. Um, we know where Fire Rod is, so bombos for Ice Palace is likely not going to be an issue. However, there is still the Misery Mire medallion that we don't know yet. Unfortunately, falling with Varia, these spikes do less damage than normal. I don't know what those values are, but it is a much safer room with Varia. And I've been having 5E tanks will not have a problem. Ooh, that is our mirror. Um, this gives us access to Hera, uh, and I think that's about it at the moment. Eventually, this will give us access to our Swamp Palace. However, Swamp is a pendant, um, and also requires flippers. So let's see if he heads up to Red Tower, or it looks like he's going to do Bryn. You can get to Bryn with another Gate Glitch. However, he also has Wave Beam, so not a problem. Meanwhile, I've been heading up Red Tower. Um, so it looks like this will be probably Red Tower into the Phantoon play. So nice to see some divergence here. Getting our first look at Alpha Peeps. Piece of Heart. This was in logic with just the Ice Beam earlier. Uh, Luckily, our runners chose to do Bubble Mountain first. Ooh, Gravity Suit at Charge Beam. So that is both suits for Super Metroid, and since they have Ice Beam, they can also get to back of Dragon. So this is essentially Super Metroid Go mode. Um, they'd probably like a couple more supers in order to make the really fight better, and probably some beams. They have Charge Beam, so ammo is not an issue. Super Metroid bombs at beta power bombs. The runners have several power bombs, so it's not really a risk of soft locking anywhere. The bombs provide extra protection for that, but um, it also provides a can fly. So things such as landing site, worst room in the game, those are also now in logic. I guess with the charge ice, worst room in the game was already in logic. And he found plasma somewhere. It's what I'm reading in chat. I imagine he must have went into Brinstar then. Um, Speaking of landing site, Ivan looks like he's doing infinite bomb jump to get up here. ₹300 at the Wavegate E-Tank. And nicely done by Ivan. Sometimes messing up that rhythm is very punishing, especially once you've gotten to that high. And he is rewarded with supers. So far, the biggest find was that gravity suit. Uh, Meridia is now wide open. The runners could choose to do a gravity jump to get to the Mire area, the Lower Norfair area, and the Mire portal. With the mirror, they're able to pick up their fire rod. So a lot has opened up. Okay, yeah. Andy now finding gravity. It sounds like he probably ended up doing Bryn Loop from the front. Uh, Andy or Ivan, unfortunately, getting grabbed by the yapping maw. Has Varia, so does not take a terrible amount of damage from the lava, but still unfortunate to see. And I like what FROMPS time has done here, splitting up Retro Bin and I guess Green Bin. So having a little bit of a lead over Scarlet, doing more of these checks. Uh, ooh, the flute. That is also that's much easier. Lower Norfair and Meyer access. Hammer and Plasma in Gauntlet. So Andy must have found this and told Ivan to come here right away. Which makes sense that he did not go to wreck ship right away. Started trying to get to Billy Mays. With gravity, you don't need to re-enter this room, but this must be what she's familiar with. Oh, finding the flippers and a pack of supers. The flippers might not be required, given that Swamp is a pendant. However, if there's progression there or on green pendant turn in, they will be required. Um, I imagine, given the route that they've taken, Andy probably, if he's doing Bryn from the front, he probably doesn't skip Retro Bryn. Samaria potential no mode. This is the right time to be thinking of go mode. Yeah, I think that's right. We don't know what the Meyer medallion is, and we don't know if Desert is boots locked. Silver's on Bomb Chorizo. Ivan picking those up. And it's not too far out of the way, so I imagine it's probably an easy pickup uh, for Andy and Fromps time as well. Scarlet is going to check Shaft Supers. She won't be able to collect this item without the speed booster, but the knowledge is important, or could be important. And it is just arrow capacity upgrade. Meanwhile, Ivan heading down through Retro. Chat saying that Andy has the gravity suit, so Ivan knows that he needs to come this way to grab the gravity suit. He's going right, so he will find his flippers as well. So I thought Scarlet already peeked the item here. I don't know why she... Oh! She is soft locked without power bombs. That's right. That is very unfortunate. And meanwhile, so we'll be finding his silvers soon as well. Prompts time was ahead, but unfortunately, a couple of deaths has put them behind at this point. Andy being the first into Meridia. Finding nothing so far. And we'll see where Ivan goes. He will pick up his gravity suit, but given hammer and yeah, given the hammer, a lot more of Link to the Past has opened up. Shield at Mama Turtle E-Tank. And we'll see what this item in the wall is. Just missiles. Andy choosing to gravity jump. He does have grapple. He could grapple this enemy. Ooh, he went to the wrong platform to gravity jump there. Looks like he will be doing the grapple strat instead. Unfortunately, it was going in the wrong direction. Looks like So we'll be finding the hammer and plasma. So that would be great information for FROMPS time. And given Ivan's route, I think he is heading to wreck ship. Ooh, Andy with 45 power bombs. Chooses to double back and pick those up at the beach. Nothing in watering hole. Pack of supers on the moat. I think that's our first look at that area. We'll see where So goes with the hammer. He has the option of doing wreck ship as well, but with the hammer, he might go into Link to the Past. Looks like he is going... oh, doubling back. Oh, the flippers were down in Retro Bryn. So that is probably where he's heading to. Andy waiting for the snail to perform a snail clip. It's very difficult to get it on the right side without high jump boots, but Andy gets it, no problem. Rewarded with Spazer and a full heart, skipping both. Andy's saving here. He will likely be checking sandpits and resetting out if they are nothing, or to just get information on both and then choosing which he wants. With the ice beam, he could go to the back of Dragon and save the items for after defeating Dragon. And while he's heading to sandpits, Ivan is starting up Fantoon. 8 E-Tanks, Plasma, Charge, and X-Ray as well. He is able to microwave Fantoon. You do need to shoot a couple missiles into his eye first in order for him to not disappear off screen right away. But nicely executed X-Ray microwave on Fantoon. Oh, Andy going straight for Shack Tool after checking the right sandpit. I unfortunately missed what if there was anything in right sandpit. But without high jump or space jump, this actually isn't in logic. He's going for a gravity jump, I think. He could ice clip, also not in logic, but that will also get him into Shack Tool. Right side supers on Ivan's screen. We're getting a full heart. That should be, yeah, that's perfect for ice clip. Nicely done. Yeah, ice clip, not in logic in SMZ3, but very good to know. Usually doesn't come up, but if it does, this information will be very useful for Team Farts. And let's see what's at Spring Ball location. Ooh, I've been finding the Tempered Sword at the Wreck Ship E-Tank. Andy, I think, just found a piece of heart in the Out of Logic Shack Tool. So Ivan, knowing that, will not be going to Shack Tool today. And in the left sand pit, we do find the speed booster. It looks like he's picking that up now. This should also speed up his Dragon fight if he chooses to do the sparks, but he also has grapple for potential grapple quick kill. So I don't dislike picking up the speed booster now. Unfortunately, picking up the speed booster means you do have to walk all the way back to the aqueduct area to get to Batoon. But in the meantime, I've been tearing up the wreck ship. Having knowledge of the speed booster, we'll see if he checks what the wreck ship reserve item is. Looks like he's going there right away. Yeah, having the speed booster, and he no longer needs to do the gravity jumps or the grapples. Cane of Burna, not necessarily required. The runners have cape, so they do have access to Spike Cave. So I think having found the speed booster and finding that item there, Ivan should be relieved. However, the missiles and the sky item would be much nicer with speed booster. But at the very least, he does not need to come back. So Andy not picking up the X-ray will not be able to microwave Fantoon, or not Fantoon, Batoon. That X-ray was at the Bubble Mountain Reserve area. However, with charge, Ice, Wave, Plasma only takes, I think, 4 shots. And welcome, SpeedGaming 2, rating with a party of 42. We are watching the SMZ3 Hard Logic Co-op tournament. This is a match between Team FROMPS FROMPS Time and Team Farts. And this is, I think, a round 2 winners match. Still giving us our first look into the mire area. I missed the medallion, but the mire shed turning up to not be anything of value. We are a Samaria from no mode for the chat, and I do believe that it might, depending on what that medallion was. Okay. We need a Quake for Meyer. I've been finding the Cane of Samaria, according to chat. I think that was Maze game? Or not Maze game, Sky Maze? However, Andy and Ivan don't know what the medallion is, so they will... I imagine they will want to check that sooner rather than later. But that could also mean our first look into Lower Warfare. I've been taking a refill, likely to refill on ammo. I imagine this might be the Lower Warfare play from him, to get information on Meyer and to hear a pretty linear part of Super Metroid. Andy has the speed booster. He could spark out. He's opting for the gravity jump. However, the speed booster might be affecting his jump height. Going for the spark this time around. Boots required for desert. Thank you, Ikir. Scarlet heading into Fan 2 now. She will also find the Samaria after this fight. She's only at 3 E-tanks, but with Gravity Suit, the damage reduction is quite nice. And most runners able to do this fight. If they run new route, they'll do it with 1 E-tank, no suit, and old route, either 1 or 2 tanks and with Varia. So Gravity here, this should not be a problem. Meanwhile, So entering Ice Palace. He did pick up the Fire Rod on the Pyramid Ledge. Doesn't have Bombos, which we know is at Crumble Tower, and we now know is not required at all. But he will need to conserve his magic for the Cold Surf fight. Andy is checking Plasma. I imagine he's already done Shack Tool, so checking Plasma for the Quake Go mode. Not a bad play. A little bit slow, but it's better to get the information than to last location it. If it's here. And a nice Phantoon kill by Scarlet. Also not picking up the X-ray, so unable to microwave Phantoon. Unfortunately, So does not have the King of Samaria, which was in Wreckship Sky Maze, so he will have to do the Ice Palace Bomb Jump. Not a problem for runners of this caliber, but it is always nice to be able to do Icebreaker. Unfortunately, I missed what was at Plasma. I'm not sure if Andy saved. Oh no, he's heading through. Is he heading through Forgotten Highway to Wreckship? 100 rupees at Plasma. Thank you. But yeah, knowing where Samaria is, having to complete or to defeat Phantoon anyways, I like this play. Looks like So is heading towards the iced tea room, doing this bomb jump. Oh, right. Icebreaker. Without doing Icebreaker, he needs to do this to get to. He's doing this to get to the back. Looks like Ivan heading to Ice Palace first. So we will be seeing Icebreaker, given that he has Samaria. And meanwhile, Andy and Scarlet both in the wreck ship area. They will be doing checks that we've seen before. So far, looking like Ice Palace is empty. I've not been keeping track of items. I know we found rupees in the first chest. I think I saw like arrows somewhere. But since we are one from go mode, makes sense that a lot of dungeons will be pretty empty. I've been hitting the switch in order to set up the icebreaker. It's not required for icebreaker in particular, but it does make routing nicer. You don't need to have the big key in order to get through. And that is correct. The team's time is when the last player of the team finishes. What that means is if a runner is ahead, they could make additional checks in case they are looking for additional safety, such as half magic, cape, additional swords or silvers. It also forces routing decisions that help keep you close together. Or I guess it helps facilitate like more efficient routing. And so not having the bombos, we'll need to farm up some magic. Also choosing to farm up the health. Ivan has bombos. It is faster to do the fight, breaking Coldster shell with the fire rod. But I know some runners do like the safety of bombos. And we're about to see simultaneous cold stairs. I've been switching to bombos. We'll see So crack the shell much sooner. Although Ivan's screen is frozen, so we didn't get an accurate comparison. Ivan with the tempered sword, however, will be able to dispatch of Coldster much quicker. Gets the key and our second crystal. So if we look at the boss differential between partners, Andy has 3 SM bosses and 1 crystal, while Ivan has 2 SM bosses and 2 crystals, so they're fairly even right now. Meanwhile, it looks like So has 2 crystals and 1 SM boss, and Scarlet has just the 2 SM bosses. Still fairly even. And it looks like Scarlet is heading to Dragon. So she will catch up in not too long. Looks like Ivan with the Samaria is heading up to Turtle Rock. Samaria and Ether required for TR. Having scouted that information earlier, our access to Dark World was MITS, and they found Hookshot on Catfish, needing a current jump to get there, or Splash Delete, instead of fighting Aga. So, quite an interesting seed we've seen. And now we're just hunting the Quake and Boots. Looks like we're getting Hera from So. So both runners who are ahead, heading up to the mountain. Very similar ideas. However, So unfortunately does not have the Samaria, so is unable to do Turtle Rock. Nice Herapot. Although he has the big key, he can go up the normal way. It is technically quicker to Herapot, I think, if you get it first or first try. Did also find the small key, so basement could potentially have an item. And it looks like the items are going to be on Moldorm and in the basement. Meanwhile, in Turtle Rock, it doesn't look like Ivan's found anything worth mentioning yet. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we are having some issues with the restream, so there is some lag, some freezing. Big key in. Oh, there's the Quake on Moldorm. So it looks like we are just Boots mode. Boots for go mode. Or for no mode rather, since Scarlet has the Samaria, so knows where it is. Looks like So is heading up towards Skull Woods and chasing the Fire Rod. Both items were found in Skull Woods, so this is more just the dungeon completion. You need to complete this anyways. It might be quicker to come back after you found Boots. But I think at this point he might be ahead enough of Scarlet that doing this now is fine. Unfortunately, I've been getting the poke on the pokey. So not getting the nice double spin to dispatch of it right away. Nice speedball to break through those blocks by Andy. With that speed booster, he is going to check Waterway. Speaking of speed booster, Scarlet finding the speed booster and bomb jumping to get to it. And just bombs at Waterway. So speed booster not required for the seed, but a very nice item to have in order to go fast. I've been finding his butter sword in Purple Rock big chest. His tempered was at the wreck ship E-tank, so I imagine. I'm not even sure if Andy. Oh, Andy's already done wreck ship and he already skipped it, so that's a nice location for tempered. And welcome Speed Gaming, rating with a party of 43. Welcome to some Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer. This is part of the Hard Logic co-op tournament. We have FROMPS time versus Team Farts, battling it out to see who advances to round 3 winner side. We are boots from Go mode, I believe, or for no mode rather for chat. Team Farts doesn't know where the Quake is yet. Quake was on Moldor, which so defeated. Ooh, Ivan getting hit by the laser. He's down to 3 hearts. Let's see if he takes the safety door. Oh, getting hit and taking the fall. Unfortunately, taking the death there. Yes, Ivan is definitely well known for his Super Metroid, but he's also played in SMZ3 before. I'm actually not sure if he's done a lot of vanilla Link to the Past or just Link to the Past solo randomizer, but he's definitely a very strong SMZ3 runner. And I imagine he's probably great at Link to the Past solo, just given what we've seen today. Started sparking up this room. Unfortunately, neither team has found high jump, so unable to go for the full halfie. I've been getting that last chest. Unfortunately, I missed what that was. But he doesn't seem to be running, so definitely not the boots. Looks like Scarlet also had the same idea of grabbing the speed booster before fighting Dragon. Let's see if she goes for either the grapple kill or for Shine Spark strats. With Butter Sword, Ivan should have a very easy Trinex fight. He didn't switch to the Fire Rod before the first head died, so he will have to wait. However, not too much time lost there, and all he has left is the final head. Reserve on the last chest of Laser Bridge, thank you. Scarlet missing the quick grapple kill. Compass on Trinex. So that is TR cleared. So let's see if Andy heads into Lower Norfair. I imagine Ivan will be heading to Hera and possibly Spike Cave after that. So Team Farts will have knowledge of their Quake soon. Looks like a GT check by Andy. With charge, full beam combo. This is a very easy fight. It looks like... Well, with the speed booster. I see. Yeah. Possibly one of the reasons why Ivan didn't enter Lower Norfair was he didn't have a great way up of the screw attack room or worst room in the game. Well, sorry, I guess just the screw attack room. He does have bombs, I think, morph ball bombs, but it's pretty slow. But Andy has the speed booster, so this is much quicker. Nice spark there for fast pillars. See if he chooses to freeze the pirate or to just jump up. Without high jump, I guess freezing the pirate's probably the best way to get up here. However, with Plasma, it's possible to accidentally kill the pirate by accident. Nicely done. Ooh, boots at Mickey Mouse. That is no mode, and pretty soon, once this quick medallion drops from the sky, that will be go mode. Or I guess it's still no mode, they need to pick up their items, but Team Farts knows where all their items are. They are go mode. Fortunately, we don't know where So is at the moment. If he also made the Lower Norfair play, FROMPS time will also be in go mode. And he's showing us that this room is not fun without high jump. Especially with speed and not high jump. So is getting speed booster from Sandpit. Thanks for the update. So at this point, it looks like it is Team Fart's race to lose. In the beginning, FROMPS time was actually ahead. And first to morph ball even. First to pod and first to morph ball. But a couple of unfortunate deaths is really costing them. Team Fart's routing, I've also liked the way that they've split. But that was also due to, I guess, the unfortunate deaths, some of FROMPS time's routing decisions. I've been realizing he does not have speed booster, has to go up through the ohms. And we're about to see Ridley. Full beam combo, I believe, is 20 shots to kill Ridley. Also plenty of supers. Takes 30 supers to kill Ridley. Supers do double damage to Ridley. And Andy nicely getting the nice pogo. Manipulating Ridley in order to have a safer fight. I've been preparing for another microwave onto Dragon this time. Nice Ridley kill by Andy. He will check this item. I don't know if they're looking for something or... Oh, nice space jump location. Our tracker pointing out Scarlet forgot to pick up Fire Rod before going to TR. It's very easy to forget an item in co-op. If your partner says, "Hey, we found this," a lot of times I'll think, "Oh, yeah, I have this. I don't need to grab it." So it's a very common mistake. And Scarlet now realizing she does not have the Fire Rod. And he's setting up for a Speedball. Nicely done. It saves power bombs. He's got power bombs and regular bombs, but it's nice little. It can be quicker, and it just looks swag. Andy taking a save. I do believe he's probably ahead of Ivan at this point, so taking a save here. Key hunters are no joke. Plasma, you can shoot them to run through them during iframes, but they do half an E-tank with gravity or with Varia. Oh, and he's also going for the reverse amphitheater. So at 2 E-tanks, doing this is also potentially risky. But Andy gets through no problem. He doesn't have the Quake, which is required for Meyer, so he will need to head up and climb the mountain, defeat Moldorm in order to get to Meyer. I've been choosing to pick up the speed booster. It is a nice item for the Mother Brain escape and for movement in general. It does mess up some movement if you don't have high jump, but I'm sure he's more than capable of traversing rooms without high jump and speed. Like we got another nice microwave on So side, taking care of Fantoon. And Andy will be giving us our first look into the back of desert. He'll be the first to kill Danmo. And here's Ivan doing the infinite bomb jump to get through the screw attack room. He does have the speed booster, however, he will need to kill Golden Chorizo in order to do the spark up here. With full beam combo, that's not too bad, but Ivan having no problem with the bomb jump either. If he had high jump, he would be able to jump from the door. Nice quick kill by Andy on Lanmo, rewarded with a map and the crystal. So taking a look at boss counts now, it looks like we have 2 crystals and 4 SM bosses on Andy, 3 SM bosses and 4 crystals on Ivan. Also having TR done, which is a much longer dungeon. So it looks like they're still fairly even. However, on FROMPS side, they are still hunting for the boots. Scarlet going into Mire. And so picking up his Samaria. At this point, I'm not sure what potential items FROMPS time can find that will help them overcome this deficit. Screw attack might help them head towards Lower Norfair. I imagine after Scarlet finishes Mire, she will probably head to Lower Norfair and collect those boots, which Ivan just collected from Mickey Mouse. But unfortunately, Team Fart's collecting that much sooner. Andy's probably looping in the TR with Hera to get his quick in order to be able to complete Mire, and also has Ice Palace left to do. Yeah, unfortunately, chat pointing out that Team Farts will be able to go mode Mire. So Mire only having 2 items. You still need to search for the big key. So depending on the location of the big key, this might not be too much time lost on FROMP's side. And if they find an item that, say like high jump or I think just high jump or screw attack at this point, that might make their Lower Norfair safer and potentially faster if it is high jump. And looks like we found the big key. Still also heading into Mire. Oh, unfortunately dies to the Murder Dactyl. But since Scarlet already found the big key, he should be able to go mode it. Especially after Scarlet has checked the other items. I've been going for the super kill on Ridley. The ammo fight. And Ridley is dead. So has 4 crystals and 3 SM bosses. Pretty shortly he'll pick up his 5th crystal and probably head to Ridley shortly after. So he isn't too far behind Ivan. Ooh, Scarlet not picking up the lamp from Ice Rod Cave. Has to do Mire Dark. Got through the hardest room where you have to place the Samaria on the switch. However, sitting at 1 heart right now. I believe she does have the cape, so she should be able to get through this spike. Not having half magic really It's really unfortunate. But it looks like Scarlet not having any trouble. Silvers were at Bomb Chorizo. I don't know if she picked them up. If she has silvers, Vitreous will be fairly easy. And so knowing where the big key is, heading straight to the back. Nicely done by Scarlet, getting through the dark rooms without a problem. It doesn't look like she has silvers. So we'll see how she approaches the fight. Ivan does have a reserve. He doesn't have Crystal Flash ammo. He's missing 2 supers. Right, he's going this way. But he's through the hard part. There is a health refill. Scarlet using cape strats, and unfortunately, runs out of magic right as Vitreous shoots the lightning. So what she was doing there was using cape and sword slashes to extend her magic. But unfortunately, just not enough magic. So with the flute, she could always head back to Vitreous at another time. But it looks like she is heading to Turtle Rock. Now with Fire Rod in hand, able to complete the dungeon. Which makes sense. So is in the Mire area, so I believe that he will probably be going into Lower Norfair. You don't really want you want to be getting as much information as possible. But unfortunately, the boots are going to be at Mickey Mouse, which will improve Link to the Past movement by a lot. Scarlet going this way to pick up magic, I believe. Although there is magic in the TR entrance, which has already been opened. Andy not bothering to check any of the chests since Ivan has already completed Hera and they know where Quake is. Now that Andy has his Quake and Ivan has his boots, I believe they are both Go mode. For real. So bomb jumping up here, has to break these blocks up here before continuing his bomb jump. I think that should be fine. Oh, does have to get past this lip. Looks like he's going to reset the room in order to stand in the middle of the platform and set up the bomb jump from there. The unfortunate thing for So is after finding his boots, he'll need to come back to Desert. But he could also do the reverse amphitheater as well. Go through the lava to come back. But Scarlet will have knowledge of where the boots is shortly, and will be able to collect that. And she needs to do Mire as well for Vitreous. I guess both runners. I guess like reverse amphitheater is probably optimal for both runners. Nice Vitreous kill by Ivan. Menuing to mirror in order to get to Desert. And once he's complete with Desert... Oh, he also has Skull Woods. Makes sense to put it off since both items were found. But 2 fairly short dungeons, and then after that he will be ascending, climbing up GT. Unfortunately for So, I think he killed the other gold pirate. With Plasma, you could get a double shot since the beam goes through the enemies. So he's forced to do the infinite bomb jump to get up. But pulls it up, no problem. And pretty soon he will find his boots. Andy... Looks like Andy's going to Green Pendant Swamp. Or did he not pick up... He did pick up the items here. Don't recall what they were. Might have been Plasma. But he does not need to be here. Since we do have Andy's music, we do know that this is a pendant. Unfortunately, Scarlet taking... Oh, Andy realizing that this is a pendant and mirroring out. But Scarlet taking a death, I'm not sure where. Somewhere in TR. Andy has 8 crystals on his tracker. That makes sense. But doesn't get too far into the dungeon. Doesn't have to... doesn't lose too much time from that. Scarlet, now having information of where Boots is, opting to not check the big chest. Looks like Ivan is off to complete his last crystal. I believe we did have the Landmo kill just now. I missed the menu. I don't think it's a Twitch thing. I think it might be the SpeedGaming bot or hardware. So unfortunately, yeah, a lot of freezes. But this race has been fantastic to watch. Um, Starting off with the early-ish Dark World and the logical Aga, which all runners were able to skip. Nice rail clip by Andy, getting the big key and then able to head straight here to the back to get to Biddy. And we also have a Ridley kill on So's end. Let's see if he checks this for space jump. He is in go mode. However, that space jump would be a very nice movement item. Unfortunately, skipping out on space jump. But in his position, I don't disagree with this decision. Racing against the number 2 seed, having a couple of deaths on their side, they want to be moving as quickly as possible and avoiding as many unnecessary checks. And even at this point of the game, it will definitely help getting out of Lower Norfair, and if he chooses to do Reverse Amphitheater. But besides that, like Mother Brain escape, getting to Mother Brain, the amount of Super Metroid left is very, very little. Meanwhile, we have Ivan about to enter GT. As you can see, we have some numbers in the chat. There are 22 keys, 22 chests in Ganon's Tower, and we are looking for the big key. So get your guesses in chat. I see a couple 22s in there. The nice thing about co-op is if you have a partner who's ahead, they can do the GT Big Key Hunt, and you'll have a quicker time getting to it as the second runner into GT. So we have 1-2. He finds a small key, so he is continuing on the right side. Let's see if he chooses to do Tower Room, since this is co-op, and yeah, it looks like he is choosing to do Tower Room. I know some runners will do this in co-op, especially because he's already ahead, and we are going by last time to finish. So getting the knowledge while your partner is completing crystals, not much loss at all, if any. So the folks who said 22, I'm not sure if they wanted Tower Room, but Tower Room is not the big key, so 22 still in play. Looks like Ivan found a nice magic drop, but still choosing to conserve magic in this room. Finding powder, that's a nice safety. think that was 7? So no big key after 7. 8 on the torch, just 50 rupees. So Andy finished his last crystal. He will also be heading up GT shortly. We'll see if he goes to Ice Armos right away. So I think we're 12 chests in, and still no big key. It was number 13. And 14. So Andy knows he can go straight to the left side and head to the room before Rando room. And it looks like we do have a couple 14s in chat, so congrats to Mercarsis and Primal Shulk. Sorry if I pronounced your names wrong. For guessing 14. So Andy and I have been actually climbing GT not too far behind each other. Usually in co-op you want less than 3-minute difference between the two partners, and that's usually an indication of how efficient your routing was. Ivan, yeah, entering Gauntlet with 1 heart. He did pick up the magic from the magic powder from the right side. So he could opt to, yep, he's menuing to it now. To take the ferry here. This does mess up the Lanmo fight, but looks like, yeah, unfortunately, powdering in that previous room will tend to mess up the runners. But with silver arrows and gold sword, it's not a problem. Gets it done in 2 rounds. Meanwhile, nice relay kill by Scarlet. Ended up with 52 health at the end, but able to get the farm, the drops from Ridley. And her health is low, so I'm not sure if she'll do the reverse amphitheater. And meanwhile, So taking care of his last crystal in TR, and will shortly be climbing up GT as well. I've been bonking there. Let's see if that messes up this room. He is farming the hearts and the magic, so no risk of the jingle glitch there. Even choosing to wait out the laser. Andy only a couple rooms behind. Conserving magic with lamp. Ooh, almost got the speedball on Scarlet's side. Even shooting through the side hopper with plasma for the iframes. Nice hover by Ivan. So if Andy doesn't get the hover, well, we'll have to mention it. Nicely done by both runners. And please give the runners a follow. They've put on a great show from both teams. So Scarlet, Andy, and Ivan. This has been a great match to watch. Ivan, the only runner with Butter Sword. There was a sword in the TR big chest, I believe, but Scarlet didn't pick that up. But it looks like So will pick it up, and he will also end up with Tempered. Here we go, 6 slashes with Gold Sword per phase, and they have silvers, so it's just the 4 silver shots. Andy capable of getting the 1-1 with Tempered, so should not be too much of a time loss, if at all, for this fight. So let's see how his Ganon one goes. Got the double spin there. And with boots, he has the boots set up for phase 2. So nice 1-1 by Andy. Ivan taught Andy how to hover, according to chat. I like that. I think I have no idea if that's true or not, but I believe it. And Ivan defeating Ganon, so get your 1G in chat for him. Andy should be able to get a triple here, so not far behind. Get your single G in chat for Andy. Nice Trinex kill by So, getting the double spin and getting the final slash. Scarlet still has quite a few, only at 3 crystals right now, so quite a bit of Link to the Past to get through. However, she is done the SM Gold 4 bosses. I'm not sure why she's going down. Both items have been found. Oh, she needs a key, because she stole the key earlier and didn't grab the other keys. And meanwhile, Ivan, Andy both entering Turian, and So entering GT. Very nice Metroid rooms by Ivan. Andy getting grabbed there, which is the any percent strat. And he has bombs, so not a problem at all. Thanks for joining us, Raiders. We are at the end of the Super Metroid Link to the Past co-op hard logic race between FROMPS Time and Team Farts. Team Farts just needs to defeat Mother Brain. So not too far behind, but Scarlet has quite a bit of crystals to clear before climbing GT. If you're just tuning in, you missed a very interesting one. Would definitely recommend rewatching. There were some logic quirks and quite a few. Well, there was the one major lead change. FROMPS Time was ahead in the beginning, but Team Fart's able to come back. Fortunately, without high jump, baby skip is, I believe, not possible with this loadout. But that's not a problem. Ivan, nice zep skip. And Andy following suit. Baby skip is possible. Speed booster. Possible, but very difficult. Even if you get it, it doesn't save time. Thank you. It's good to know. With full beam combo, this fight only takes 20 shots. Both runners have the E-tanks for stand-up, and we'll see if either of them go for it. Looks like Ivan is setting up for it. Andy taking a hit there, unable to go for stand-up. And only taking 3 additional shots, if I counted correctly, to defeat Mother Brain. So very nice stand-up by Ivan. Andy will have to do the entire Mother Brain 3 fight. But it shouldn't be long before both runners finish. see if either runner decides to save the animals. Ivan is ahead, so it wouldn't cost them time if he did. Looks like Ivan in true speedrunner fashion, ignoring the animals, going straight to the ship, giving Andy zero opportunity to catch up, and finishing first with an official race time GG time of 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 54 seconds. GG's to Ivan. And Andy about to enter the ship, finishing with an official race time GG time of 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 26 minutes. Get your GGs in chat for Team Farts. So and Scarlet have also forfeited. The runners are running on a 10-minute delay. We might see them play out a little bit more, but they have forfeited and will be. They're still in the tournament. They will be continuing on the lower bracket. Meanwhile, looks like let's see if we can get Andy and Ivan in for an interview. I do see Andy in the setup room. Not sure if Ivan will be joining. And we are joined by Andy. Andy and Ivan, Team Farts. GG's to both of you.
Hello, GG's.
So what are your thoughts on that seed? Logical Dark World access through mids, however, logical Aga with the cape to get to the east side.
Yeah, I realized that while I was in Skullwoods. I was just like, oh no. And then when I saw a hookshot at Catfish, I pulled up a kern jump video for Ivan because I hadn't ever done it yet. Other than that, it was good. It was definitely fun. You love to see Ice Varia for Bubble Mountain access.
Yeah, I like that you did kern jump, but you also did the splash lead to get to the east side at another point.
I hadn't been down there yet, and I wanted the charge beam at the very least. I couldn't remember what else was down there, but I wanted the charge beam at least before going to pod. It's a little unfortunate that I did not have enough pod money the first trip, but that's okay.
I see. Yeah, I totally missed that. I just thought you were heading up to the mountain and having Ivan do pod to
I was
more efficiently.
40 rupees short. And I was like, I killed the Hinox for 5, and I'm like, I don't even know if there's enough enemies left for me to get 20s in a row from to open pod up. Yeah, other than that, like that was the only thing. Like we wouldn't have been so late to Morph Ball, I don't think, if I had been able to go into pod. Like I wouldn't have beaten Thieves Town. But that's okay.
Yeah, your opponents were first to morph, first to hookshot as well. But they did take a couple of unfortunate deaths, and you two were able to pull away from there.
Yeah, I think with how behind I was getting mitts, because I did Zora stuff first, we were a little later to some stuff, but that is it was fine. The routing ended up working out really well.
Yeah. So your next opponent is going to be the winner between Omsa and Ace T. I guess any thoughts? This was also your first bracket match. I guess any thoughts on the tournament itself and how things are going?
We'll let Ivan answer this one since I've been talking the whole time.
Oh, thanks. uh, I don't know. I don't really. I mean, it's our first match, so I don't really know how to answer that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Coming in as a number 2 seed, it's probably not. You guys are probably not too worried about it, so that makes sense. And meanwhile, during the interview, So did defeat Ganon, so get your 1G in chat for him as he runs to Mother Brain. Yeah, I guess any thoughts, anything you guys want to add or plug while you're here?
It should be a pretty good match next week. Ace and Tracy are not too bad. We've been doing scrims a lot with the number 1 and the number 3 seed, and they've all been pretty close matches. So the very least, the end of this tournament is going to be pretty spicy, I think.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I'm not sure if. Oh, okay. So Scarlet and So will be joining the SG Portugal for interview, so I don't think he'll be joining us. But yeah, if there's nothing else you guys want to add, I think maybe we can cut it here.
I think next match we'll make sure that Andy doesn't have 8 crystals on his tracker.
Yeah. Yep, that was good. I went into Swamp, and Ivan's like, "Hey, Andy, what do you have left?" And I'm like, Swamp, Mire, and Skullwoods. And he's like, "Swamp!" I'm like, "What?" I looked at my menu, and I was like, "I have 5 crystals." Huh. And then looked at my tracker, and I must have just clicked Swamp one too many times, or something. But
Yeah, luckily,
that was good.
Luckily, you didn't get too far into Swamp.
Yeah,
we had your music on, so the pendant music was going on.
I wasn't even listening to the music.
Got it.
Which is funny because I told Ivan went into Thieves Town before looking at the Dark World map. He's like, "Oh, I should have checked." I'm like, "Just listen to the music, dude." So we both sang the music to each other for a little bit. But yeah, I didn't even notice. So that would have been funny. Yeah, I probably would have caught up to Ivan if I hadn't done that. Feels bad.
Yeah, I would also like to congratulate both of you for both hovering over Moldorm. Ivan was there first, so definitely fall behind if you did not finish that hover.
But yeah, we love to finish 30 seconds apart. It's the goal, pretty much. Finding both of our Go mode items at the same time was nice. Yeah, we all in all pretty good. Look forward to our next match whenever that happens.
Nice. Well, congratulations again to both of you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think with that, any final thoughts, Ivan?
I don't think so. Thanks for commentating.
Yeah. Everyone make sure to follow all of our runners today, Andy, Ivan, So, and Scarlet. Make sure also to follow the trackers. Without them, comms would have a horrible time keeping track of everything. And I think with that, we can end the broadcast. GG's. Good luck to Team Farts and to FROMPS Time in their next matches. And we'll see you next mission.